The movie starts with a woman named Simone waking up in a dark room, wearing a trap on her head with drills aimed at her temples. Across a fence, a man named Eddie, also wearing the same device, wakes up. A TV turns on with Jigsaw's message. He says they've made money by denying people medical insurance and now must play a game. They have 60 seconds to put the most flesh on a scale, and whoever does, lives, while the loser dies. To show he is serious, the headsets twist slightly, causing them pain. When the timer starts, Eddie begins cutting chunks from his body, and having less body fat, Simone tries to escape but can't. Eddie gets ahead by dropping 2 pieces of flesh on the scale, and in a panic, Simone ties off her arm and hacks it off completely. She throws it on the scale just in time to beat Eddie. He loses and the drills kill him. The scene shifts to William, the vice president of claims at Umbrella Health, a medical insurance company. He leads a team of 6 who follow a strict formula he created to deny claims. They are portrayed as cold and focused on saving money by rejecting applications over small technicalities, with no concern for the people affected. In his office, William shares a drink with the company's attractive legal advisor while talking on the phone with someone close to him. The legal advisor is helping him prepare for a deposition. He's in legal trouble after denying a claim for a man with a heart condition who later died. A flashback reveals William's team rejected the claim based on an old oral surgery from 30 years ago. William believes the decision was correct and even praises his team for finding similar excuses to deny other claims. Next, Detective Hoffman, Jigsaw's successor, is shown inside the glass box he used to escape at the end of Saw 5. It protects him as the crushing walls close in, then lowers him safely into another room. He calmly gets out and opens the walls, revealing Agent Strom's crushed body, confirming Strom is dead and the trap worked. Later, Hoffman is called to the scene of the flesh trap from the beginning. FBI agent Erickson is already there and says they found fingerprints, something new for a Jigsaw trap, and surprisingly, the prints belong to Strom. Erickson then introduces a new partner, Agent Lindsay Perez, who was thought to be dead. It's revealed her death was staged to protect her during the investigation. Since only Hoffman knew Strom was dead, they now trust him, which worries Hoffman, because Perez, Strom's former partner, might expose him. Meanwhile, Jill Tuck, Jigsaw's wife, is seen opening the box she received from John's lawyer in Saw 5. The full contents aren't shown yet, but she takes out 6 numbered envelopes and 1 unnumbered yellow envelope. She opens the first envelope, which contains a photo of a young woman wearing glasses, Pamela Jenkins, a journalist who wrote a book about Jigsaw. Pamela later confronts Hoffman at a hospital, pushing him for a comment, but he accuses her of using the case to make money. She offers him a deal: if he gives her Jill Tuck's location for an interview, she'll tone down her coverage, and Hoffman says he'll think about it. He then visits Simone, the woman who survived the opening trap. She has lost an arm but is alive, and Hoffman coldly asks if she learned anything from the experience. Angry, she screams at him, horrified that he thinks the trap was meant to teach her a lesson. Later, Perez and Erickson confront Hoffman with suspicious new evidence. They note that while the original Jigsaw used clean surgical blades, Strom was cut with a rough one, the same kind used in the pendulum trap from Saw 5, Hoffman's first solo kill. They also found high levels of Freon in Strom's fingerprints, not yet realizing it's because Hoffman is keeping Strom's severed hand frozen to plant fake evidence. Meanwhile, Jill visits her old clinic and finds Hoffman waiting for her, and in her office, they talk about John's legacy and the next game. Hoffman demands the envelopes from John's box, and Jill hands over 5 instead of 6. He doesn't notice. Hoffman says after this game, they're finished for good. Late at night, William watches the news about the Jigsaw killings continuing after Jigsaw's death. The power suddenly goes out, and he sees a shadowy figure. Scared, he grabs a gun and fires, only to realize he has shot a security guard. As the guard weakly tries to warn him about someone behind him, a pig-masked figure appears and kidnaps William. Meanwhile, reporter Pamela follows a lead from Hoffman to Jill's apartment. She brings a mysterious letter, actually the one Hoffman wrote to Amanda in Saw 3, but its contents are unknown. Jill says she doesn't understand the letter and sends Pamela away. Pamela leaves the letter behind but is abducted by the pig-masked figure as she tries to leave. William wakes up suspended by chains between two massive blocks. A monitor flickers on, and Jigsaw's voice accuses him of playing God, deciding who lives and dies without truly valuing life. Opposite William is his janitor, also strapped into a similar device. Bombs are attached to William's limbs, and the only way to remove them is to survive the tests and earn the keys. Jigsaw warns William that if he fails, he'll never see his family again, suggesting they're in danger too. For the first test, every breath William takes causes the blocks to move closer, threatening to crush both him and the janitor. The only way to survive is to outlast the janitor in a deadly breath-holding contest. William tries to warn the janitor, but he doesn't understand, and after a tense struggle, the janitor fails and is crushed. William survives, finds a key and uses it to unlock one of the bombs on his wrist, and he climbs a ladder to the next stage. Meanwhile, a mother and her teenage son are trapped in a room with a vat of hydrofluoric acid connected to the sprinkler system. A switch labeled "Live or Die" is their only option, but there's no tape, just a countdown timer. In another sealed room, Pamela is also trapped. She gets a tape, but its full message is hidden. It is clear that their fates depend on whether William completes his tests in time. William enters a room and is forced to grab two handles, and as he does, his file clerk, a healthy young man with no family, and his secretary, a diabetic woman with a family, are suspended on platforms. He must let go of one handle, killing the other person, or both will die. Distressed, William struggles as the handles grow harder to hold. He accidentally lets go of one and ends up saving the woman, while the man falls to his death. William apologizes and warns the woman to be careful before taking a key to unlock one of the bombs on his arm. William enters a steam-filled room and sees his legal counsel trapped in a maze below, wearing a neck device that will kill her unless she can navigate the maze. To help, William must open steam valves that direct scalding steam toward himself. Despite the danger, William helps guide her through the maze, taking several blasts of steam in the process. When she reaches the end, there's no key to free her. Instead, she finds a power saw and an X-ray showing that the key is stitched into William's body. William offers to help remove the key, but she refuses to wait, and begins using the saw on him. William tries to stop her, but her timer runs out, and the neck trap activates, killing her. William takes the key and frees his third shackled limb, and proceed to the next room. Meanwhile, Hoffman is watching the game when agents Erickson and Perez urgently call him away. They've found evidence linked to Seth Baxter's trap and need his help. When Hoffman arrives at the investigation site, the agents are close to revealing the tape distortion. The technician confirms the distorted voice is Hoffman's, and in panics, kills Erickson by slashing his throat. He also kills the technician and stabs Perez multiple times, demanding to know who else knows his secret. Perez defiantly says, "Everyone knows your secret," before dying. To cover his tracks, Hoffman uses a severed frozen hand to plant Strom's fingerprints and sets the lab on fire with gasoline, then returns to the game site. William enters his final trap and finds his team strapped to a rotating carousel with a shotgun aimed at them. He can press a button to save two of them, but it will stab him. The team argues about who should be saved, and William chooses to save two women, while the others are killed by the shotgun. He gets the final key and moves on. Meanwhile, the mother and son in the acid-trapped cells panic as the timer runs out and nothing works. They flip the switch in desperation, but nothing happens. Watching from her own cell, Pamela sees their failed attempt. Jill enters the control area but finds Hoffman gone. She places items in the room, including a letter from Hoffman to Amanda, and hides as Hoffman returns. As the timer nears zero, William arrives at the last door, finding himself in a new chamber between Pamela's and the family's cells. It's revealed that Pamela is William's sister, the family he was trying to save all along. It's revealed that the mother and son are the family of a man who died after William denied his insurance claim. A Jigsaw tape plays, apologizing for their mistreatment and offering them the chance to kill William in front of his family, as he had indirectly caused their husband's death. Pamela and William beg for mercy, but the mother says this isn't revenge, it's to stop him from hurting anyone else. She hesitates, but her son quickly flips the switch, and a wall of acid-filled needles falls on William, killing him. Meanwhile, Hoffman returns to the control room and finds a letter on his desk. The letter reveals Amanda's involvement in a robbery at Jill's clinic, which led to the death of Jill and John's unborn child. Hoffman had blackmailed Amanda, threatening to expose her role unless she killed Dr. Lynn Denlon. Hoffman sabotaged it and manipulated her. His true goal was to be the last person standing. As Hoffman reads the letter, a jolt of electricity knocks him unconscious. Jill enters the room, straps him into a chair, and reveals the jaw-splitter trap, the same one Amanda had escaped. Jill explains that the sixth envelope wasn't for any of William's subjects, it was for Hoffman. She was meant to carry out Hoffman's punishment, and this was the test he wasn't supposed to survive, as Jigsaw's post-mortem tape had mentioned. Now alone, Hoffman breaks his hand by slamming it against the headset. He manages to slip his broken hand out of the restraint and struggles to remove the headset, but can't. In a final attempt, he pushes his head through a small window, preventing the headset from crushing his skull. Although partially free, Hoffman is still stuck. He tears his cheek to remove the metal piece from his mouth and forces his head out. After the credits, Amanda approaches a hole in a door and tells Jeff Denton's daughter, "Don't trust the one who saves you twice," possibly referring to Hoffman. Okay guys, that's all the recap about Saw 6 from 2009. Thanks for watching, see you again in the next video.